happy to finally get this thing rolling after probably the longest camp ever here.
Yeah, we're all juiced up, ready to go. The camp was long with the new rule change, and we got a lot of work done. Though we stayed healthy for the most part. Excluding a few injuries here and there, but we got a lot better as a football team. A lot more time for these young guys that weren't here for spring to become accustomed to college football. So yeah, everybody on the team, from all levels, managers all the way up to coaches and definitely the players are excited for this game, and we're going to go out and give everything we got.
Seems like Marcus Tatum's going to be starting next to you at right tackle when you're on that side. What do you see in him? What's he bringing to the table maybe some other tackles don't?
Marcus is a real athletic guy. He may not be the heaviest, but coming in, we all knew that he had some serious potential. Just the way that he moves, he's a big, tall guy, strong, he's athletic, and he knows the game. I have confidence when I'm next to Marcus, that he's going to make the right calls, and there's a lot of communication that people don't see that goes on between definitely the offensive line, but even in the tight ends line up next to him, there's communication and calls and reads that we have to make. So he's done a great job throughout camp, and I'm excited to see how he does here week one.
Ethan, Butch said that both quarterbacks are deserving to play, but he's not sure how that'll all play out on Monday. For you guys, how different is it when Quentin's in there compared to how it is when Jared's in there? Is there a major difference for you guys? How do you deal with that?
No, there's not really a major difference. It's a different guy back there, and they're both excellent players. They've worked extremely hard this camp, and we talk as an offense that really no matter who's back there, it's kind of our job to make them right, to give them time to make they both have great arms. So as long as they get time to go through their reads and get the ball out of their hands, then it's on the hands of the receivers to make the plays and the tight ends, and so again, it's our job to whoever's back there, make them right and execute as an offense.
What have you done? How much pressure is there on you guys, and you guys having fun going into the season? How much pressure is there to succeed?
There's always pressure to succeed in any sport that you play. Not so much from outside voices, but from yourself. All of us are competitive. We all want to win, and it's not so much, I guess I would say, like pressure. We don't feel pressure to we have to go out and win for whoever. It's all about us, and it's all about the work that we put in and how much we love to play this game. So the pressure is not really as heavy as you'd think. We're just gonna all go out and execute and do what we love to do.
How do you feel physically this time for the opener compared to your other 3 years here?
Yeah, it's a good question, but a tough one because it's been a long time since we had the opener. So I can't say that I remember exactly how I felt previously, but right now how I feel is I feel great. Especially Coach said we had 2 days off. The past, not yesterday, but the 2 days before, and came back and got that lift. And I know personally that I just felt ready to go, and they've done a great job with keeping us, healthy and working when we need to work and understanding when we need a little bit of time to recuperate. So I don't think I can feel any better going into week one.
What kind of things have you seen from Josh Palmer?
Josh is just a naturally gifted kid. I didn't really know much about him until he got out here and saw him playing. I've got to know him a little bit better, and he's a really nice guy as well, from Canada, and he's just a well-rounded kid. And to see some of the plays that he's made out there, being straight out of high school, it's kind of amazing. And he's going to be a really special player here, and I'm excited to see how he does this year and even the seasons to come too.
Does he have any Canadian tendencies?
I don't really know Canadian tendencies, so I can't really say. You can definitely kind of tell he's got a little bit of a northern accent though, so we get on him a little bit about it. But
what type of things do you guys do to prepare the kids that are going to be playing their first ever game, national television, brand new dome? Because between the right guard and right tackle, there's like 20 snaps between those two kids next to you.
Yeah, and the biggest thing from being experienced and being a leader on the offense is you kind of got to know what those guys are struggling with. If they're a little bit nervous about the environment or just the fact that they're playing, they're starting their first SEC game or first college game. And I went through the same thing, and it kind of, you just got to take a step back and realize what you're doing, and that it is amazing that you're playing in this big dome, and it kind of resembles the Bristol game last year. You know, just take a quick second to take it all in, but then you got to get laser focused and just kind of block out all the white noise there. So for those guys, you know, like I said earlier, I trust every person that's gonna be on that field, and you know, us as seniors, not just me, but every senior on both sides of the ball is gonna do everything that we can to make sure that they're, you know, not overwhelmed by anything. So I don't think that'll be a problem, but we're definitely gonna be there if it is.
How prepared is Trey Smith for this challenge of starting his first game, and at what point did you know that he was that type of guy who might be an immediate starter?
Probably the first time I saw Trey, I knew that he would be, you know, contending for a starting spot, just because you look at him and he's everything you want in an offensive lineman. Big, strong, smart, athletic, tough, you know, and then in practice, just seeing him come out every single day. And last week, we were doing one-on-one pass rush, and he kind of stoned one of the D linemen with one hand, and was almost, I'm not sure, but it looked like he was looking at us, just kind of like taunting the defensive line. So, you know, to see a freshman do that and just know that he's going to be there, he's going to get his job done. And yeah, there's some things that he can improve, and that goes for every player on our team, but he's definitely going to be one of the more mature freshmen out there on the field for any team in all of college football, I think. So we're excited to see how he translates everything that we've seen in the weight room and the practice field onto the game field.
What does Georgia Tech do with their front seven? How are they different from other teams you faced, or how are they similar?
Yeah. They're really not a complex team when it comes to, you know, structurally their defense. They got some good players on the edge of the defensive line. You know, their defensive ends are good. They've got good players all around. They're a real solid football team, but I think their strength is there in their defensive ends, and then also their secondary. You know, we've been studying hard. I know I've been studying hard personally, just trying to, you know, get every edge that I can going into this game. You know, they don't give up many big plays. They're kind of a bend don't break team. You know, they're trying to wait and pounce on our mistakes. So as long as we're sure, you know, we sure up our execution and get everything to where it needs to be, you know, this is going to be a great game, and you know, I think we're going to come out on top.
How excited are you for this opportunity for Coach Scott, and what are the meeting rooms like with him this year as opposed to previous years?
Yeah, it's an exciting time for him. You know, he's taken on a brand new role that he didn't last year, and he's handled it, you know, from, I guess, you know, he's my coach, but I can say that, you know, everything that I've seen from him, he's doing a great job. Again, he loves the game. He loves what he does, and he's going to put, you know, every ounce of effort and time that he has into this. And we all see that from, you know, the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, even the specialists. You know, they know that Coach Scott is a very passionate guy and that he wants the best for all of us. So, you know, I'm excited for him to be, you know, calling the plays on the game and doing what he wants to do and what he's passionate about.
Ethan, regarding that play call, do you have a sense from the scrimmages and the practices how, generally speaking, how he might approach that?
Yeah. You know, we always talk about knowing the intentions of your play caller, and I think, you know, that personally that a lot of guys do understand like what he wants to do, and you know, I'm obviously not going to tell you guys that, but no, he's a great coach in terms of the play calls and setting up stuff and knowing when, you know, just to downhill run the ball and you know, when to drop back and pass. So I have the utmost faith in everything that he's going to call. And again, you know, he can call whatever he wants, so we got to go out there and execute it. So it's on us. If we don't do that, then it doesn't matter what plays he calls, and we're ready to do that.
I know there were times in camp, I know, when too many balls were hitting the ground for your taste and all that, and Butch has mentioned the need for more playmakers to emerge. And now at the end of camp and get ready for the season, how far has the passing game come along, and do you feel like playmakers have emerged and you guys feel good about that aspect of the offense?
Yeah, I do. I think, you know, beginning of camp, when our routes on air, we had too many balls on the ground, and that's just something that can happen. You know, there's no defenders. It's all timing, concentration, focus. And they kind of implemented a little repercussion system for that. So we definitely improved from, you know, every time we dropped the ball, we had to run after practice, and people didn't like that. So that just, you know, gave us a little sense of urgency, you know, and we understand as players that we have to make every single play in order to be great. So I definitely think that we've got some playmakers all around the field.
One more question.
Coach Wells and Coach Scott have talked so much about the physicality, trying to get it to another level, firing off the ball. How much of an improvement do you guys think you've made working alongside those guys with that physicality on offense?
Yeah, and that's another place that I think we've improved all across the board. And that was, you know, they did talk about that in several meetings, and I think you can, you know, they always say you can never be too physical. They'd rather say whoa than sick 'em. So for us to go out there and have this improvement that we made upon, you know, our physicality, it can't do anything but help. And I think that definitely in the tight end room and offensive line and all across the board, but those two in particular, that we're going to go in each day and practice, whether it's, you know, the first week of camp or week 7, you know, we're going to continue to try and improve our physicality, and that's hopefully something that'll just continue to grow and grow and grow. But I'm definitely, you know, happy with where we're at right now with our physicality.
All right, thanks, guys.